All right, everybody, welcome to the party. It is a new week. It is a new month, 1st of September. If you are still here with us, you have somehow navigated through the endless maze of shit storms that have been 2020. But don't worry, there's more to come. So what's going on? September 1st. Why is September 1st an important date for us? Here you go. Let's put it right up. Waste no time. That's right. The tangerine terrorist, the Mango Mussolini, in his fit of rage to get a couple of points in advanced presidential election polling, signed an executive order a little while back that would temporarily get rid of payroll tax. Now, in the short term, what this is going to mean is people are going to have a couple extra bucks in their pocket. What it means in the long term is that y'all are going to get fucking mauled in the long term. And then, of course, the much longer term is that this can severely screw up, if not completely kill, Social Security as a program as we know it, regardless of what we've all paid into it up to this point. So let's do the rundown. U.S. Treasury Department finally released guidance informing companies and workers how Trump's proposed tax holiday will apply to them. Reoccurring theme of the show, just remember, anytime the government names something, the nicer or more innocuous the name is, the worse it is. Tax holiday, that sounds awesome. Tax holiday, it sounds like I can go off to Cancun and buy exotic tequilas and pay no import tax. Why, yes, garçon. Please, I will have your finest bottle of tequila with no tax. Yeah, no, that's not what that shit is. Companies can now stop withholding employees' payroll taxes starting September 1st, although workers will have to pay the taxes by the end of April 2021. The new guidance, released together with the IRS, applies only to those whose biweekly paychecks are less than $4,000, which is $104,000 a year, $2,000 a week, $8,000 a month. The guidance comes after President Trump's August 8th executive action, giving workers a tax holiday. It left open the possibility of forgiving the deferred tax later on. So you can damn well be sure that if Trump gets reelected, that's a thing that's going to happen. Now, if you don't understand what any of this means, just hang on. We'll get to it. We'll break down the easy parts. Only Congress has the power to waive taxes, so all the president can do is postpone when taxes are due. Although Trump's action was signed weeks earlier, the guidance was delayed as the White House looked into whether it was possible to waive workers' taxes entirely rather than deferring them to next year. The answer from the IRS was no. Employees are still on the hook for paying their taxes next year. It's up to companies whether they will opt into the payroll tax deferral. Many were waiting for guidance from the Treasury Department, but already a collection of business leaders have pushed back against the plan. Many of our members consider it unfair to employees to make a decision that would force a big tax bill on them next year. It would also be unworkable to implement a system where employees make this decision. If companies take this approach and withhold taxes for employees starting Wednesday, September 1st, the taxes will be deferred until January 1st. At that time, companies will withhold taxes from paychecks in larger amounts so companies can pay back what they owe. It's unclear what happens if employees stop working at their companies before the end of April, either because they have quit or have been furloughed. The IRS guidance says companies can, quote, make arrangements to otherwise collect the total applicable taxes from the employee. So basically, what Trump is doing is he is deferring the amount of taxes you're going to pay until after the election. So essentially what he wants is for the 60 days before the election for your paychecks to magically get larger literally overnight. And then when Trump goes for debates or he, goes to make a video commercial, he can look right into the camera with his, cholesterol-filled eyes and go, look, I'm so tremendous. I'm amazing. Your paychecks just magically got bigger overnight because I'm a tremendous success. And then if he does get reelected, the first thing he'll do is he'll try to get Congress to completely eliminate needing to pay that money back. And once that happens, Social Security goes from, oh shit, we're in trouble, to, oh shit, we're gone. And all the money that you have paid into Social Security up until this point, poof. Just like that, Lieutenant Dan, it was gone. Gone. All my money, it just vanished. Lieutenant Dan, you can't afford new legs. Yeah, it's bad. The good news on this is that employers have the choice as to whether or not they are going to opt into this deferral. If they opt into the deferral, all their employees will start getting more money now, but starting January 1st, they'll basically, however much more they got, double that will then be subtracted from their paycheck starting on January 1st, roughly 3 weeks before the inauguration of either Donald Trump or Joe Biden. So you'd think, hey, that's awesome, okay? Because a lot of people, bosses are going to go, oh, God, I got to deal with all this shit. I got to run this through HR, through the payroll company. We're going to have to change everything we do. We're going to have to alter our projections, how we collect funds. We're going to have everybody change paperwork come in January. It's going to be a fucking pain in the ass. And hopefully most companies won't do it. However, if we know anything about Donald Trump, he loves controlling labor and fucking them over. And if you don't believe me, go ask about 10 million different people, laborers, and small businesses who Trump completely fucked over while building properties from the 80s and the 90s. Trump hates workers. But don't worry, all the federal employees are his employees, and he's going to cram this shit down their throat, and he's going to make all the federal divisions do it. The federal government will implement an across-the-board payroll tax deferral by all federal payroll providers, so all federal employees who meet the income threshold will see, quote, savings, a senior administration official said. We want all payroll providers to implement the deferral on the same schedule, so the deferral should be implemented starting with the second paycheck in September. Yeah, they're just going to barrel right through this. In typical Trumpian fashion, Trump suggests something and then half laughs. Ha ha ha, I'm not serious, unless you all like the idea. So apparently the idea of people getting more money now and then getting fucked later while also imploding Social Security must have polled really well with undecided centrists. So Trump just decided to blunder his way through it and make it happen. Now, do you want to know how absolutely horrendous this idea is? This idea to fucking cut off payroll tax for 3 months is so bad. Fox News, the people who have somehow miraculously figured out to stretch their mouths wide enough to fit both of Trump's boots in it at the same time, telling everybody, including their viewers, the tried and true Team Red, that Social Security as we know it won't be there for Americans if this happens. So if this was on like MSNBC, it would be like, libturd beta cuck, whatever, Trump's awesome, he's giving us more money. It's on Fox News. So of course, most Republicans are just going to ignore it. But let's go see what the Fox business people have to say. Here we go. Most Americans have serious concerns about the future of Social Security. In fact, according to a recent survey from Nationwide, 79% of millennials, 81% of Gen Xers, and 66% of baby boomers worry that the popular retirement benefit program will run out of money during their lifetimes. That can't happen under the current system, but if Donald Trump is reelected and follows through on one of his key campaign promises, that majority of Americans who believe funding will run out may very well end up being correct after all. Good Lord. Fox Business actually put this on their website. Social Security's funding stream right now is a very safe one. There's a dedicated payroll tax set at 12.4% total. You pay half, your employer pays half. This money goes directly to Social Security, which maintains a separate budget from other federal programs, as well as a trust fund from which it can draw to help pay out benefits. President Trump said he hopes to change that, though. He said that if he's reelected, his goal is to institute a permanent payroll tax cut, while some of his aides have walked that statement back in recent days, suggesting the scope of the changes he'd make might be more narrow. President Trump has been clear that his goal is to permanently eliminate the taxes taken out of your paycheck to fund Social Security. You might be asking yourself, why the hell would Donald Trump want to get rid of Social Security? Because all of Donald Trump's friends, like Reince Priebus and Steve Bannon and Steve Mnuchin and all the rest of his corporate lackeys, all those people who work in finance, they want Social Security gone so that the federal government can then institute a plan forcing people to invest in some kind of a retirement strategy into a private company instead of Social Security, so that Chase Bank can make another $1 billion a year processing all of those monthly invoices and financial transactions. This is the whole goal, ultimately, is to gut Social Security and to privatize it. Just like they want to gut and privatize the post office. They want to gut and privatize everything, because the idea of the United States of America and the American people owning something together must be socialism. And it's only good if it's privately owned and it benefits just a few people. So here you go. If you don't believe me, go to Fox Business and check for yourself, because apparently even the people who run the deepest red are freaked the fuck out, which means you should be too.